Hi there Aquarius, thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for September, a month when your co-ruler Uranus really does come to the fore in terms of its range of influence. But the story of the month begins on the 2nd when Mercury joins your sister air sign of Libra. If you're travelling at any time this month, this will certainly help, but if you're travelling from the 22nd, better still. But also on the 5th, Venus moves into a very deep, passionate and sensual part of your scope. And if there is somebody that you really like, you may find yourself getting much closer to them in the weeks that follow. However, when it comes to the financial elements that Venus can influence, there could be some uncertainty in week 2, and you may be waiting to get a clear picture of how something will pan out. If this is the case, don't commit to any big purchase before you know exactly where you stand. However, week 2 also sees Mercury go face to face with Uranus, and this can see that most outspoken side of your nature come to the fore. Sometimes when you do this, you almost get a bit of a thrill. There's a bit of bedevilment to be gained by rocking the boat, watching how people react, and then it almost gives you a nefarious enjoyment because there is part of you that likes to be something of a rebel. But it is also useful to be a rebel with a cause, so just be aware of that, or you could end up having rows with people, perhaps even a neighbour, in a way which is not necessarily good for you, especially over a point of view or to do with some kind of legal or contractual matter. But there is other influences connected with Uranus which are absolutely superb, not least that Jupiter, the planet of fortune, is going to be connecting with Uranus right through to the end of the month from the 10th. Now when this aspect occurs, or when these two planets get together in an alliance, we often have major breakthroughs when it comes to technologies, whether this is to do with the internet being invented or other things like that. Groundbreaking developments often occur when Uranus and Jupiter are in consort. So it can be a great time for you to be open-minded about your approach to your thinking and also your relationships. And I don't just mean of the personal variety, any kind of relationship, because there can be a more traditional hidebound side of quite a few Aquarians when on the face of it you may seem a little bit more different and avant-garde. In some ways you can be quite welded to patterns of behaviour and attitudes which can really benefit from being shook up a little bit this month. So be open to the process, and what's going to help you hugely is when Mars moves signs on the 13th and it powers into the sign of Sagittarius, and this can really give you an opportunity to show some rock and roll in the next 2 months and link up with people, be more outgoing and gregarious in the way that you know you can do. And this is given even more energy from the 22nd when the Sun arrives in the sign of Libra, your sister air sign. There's also a wonderful new moon on the 23rd, and Pluto, which has been stirring up a lot of psychological stuff, starts to go forwards on the same day. Now up until then, as the Sun and Venus are going through your 8th solar house, you may find yourself being a bit compulsive or impulsive in terms of your attitudes. But once it moves, I do feel there's going to be a desire to open up your world, to be even more aware of how you can bring a wider vista into your thinking. Variety really can be good for you in the last 10 days of this month, and in fact for the whole of September. And it doesn't matter where you are in your life. If you're someone who's a business person, you may find yourself connecting to the overseas. If you're in your home country, you may find yourself travelling around more, learning new information, which you find to be utterly spellbinding. And the more open you are, the better you're going to do as this month draws to a close. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.